Howdy freeze dryers, it's that time of year when there is just all kinds of free food all over the trees. We've had kind of a warm late summer here where I live, so stuff is just now starting to get ready to pick. And I found all of these wild plums are all over the trees at our house here, and I just hate to let them go to waste, but the problem with these little plums is they have a seed inside of them, and it is just a nightmare trying to get that seed out of there. Enough to freeze dry these. So I think I have a great idea today, and this will work in all kinds of fruits and different things, not just these little plums like this. So let's get to it. So first things first, we definitely need to wash these off and kind of sort through what we have. If you have any holes or anything in them, those are from bugs. You definitely want to get those out, but I probably don't need to tell you that because if you're watching this video, you probably have done this before and you know all of this already. So these little plums, they look almost like a grape tomato or a cherry tomato, and they're really sweet, surprisingly. The problem is they have these seeds on the inside, and they're pain to get open. So what I want to do, instead of cutting all of these open and doing that, I'm going to put just a little slit in each one of these, just enough for moisture to escape. And I think what that's going to do is when they get hard, when they're freeze dried, or even if they don't get all the way freeze dried, it'll make the seed really easy to pull out. So I think if they start taking a really long time, because the seed probably has some moisture in it as well, and it's not going to want to come out very much. I think that when these are done and hard, I think these will pull apart really easy. So I'm going to fill up one tray. I'm going to throw them in the deep freeze just so I can get them cold, because I'm only going to do one tray. And I'm going to add them to some homemade applesauce that I'm making as well. That video may or may not have come out already, but you can look forward to it if it has not. And then we'll run a cycle and see how this does. All right, we are ready for the freezer now. I went onto parchment. Sometimes the juiciness in this stuff is really sticky. I don't really want it to stick to the tray. Parchment will help with that. Parchment just peels right off of sticky stuff. Now we're gonna go into the freezer. See you in a second. So make sure you check out the new freeze drying cookbook. It's just freezedryingcookbook.com. And also take a minute to subscribe if you have not already to our channel, Retired at 40, Live Life Simple. We do primarily freeze drying on this channel. And while you're subscribing, you might as well click the bell. That will give you a notification sent every time we release a new video for us. That's Sundays at 8 a.m. And if you found our videos helpful, make sure you let us know by giving us a thumbs up. And if you ever have any questions about freeze drying, or you are a new freeze dryer or an old freeze dryer, make sure you check out our social media groups. We have a Facebook group, we have a MeWe group. It's Retired at 40's freeze drying group. Lots of knowledgeable folks on there and lots of helpful information. If you cannot find what you're looking for, make sure you try and look on this magnifying glass on that site. That's a search function. You can search topics, old threads, members, all kinds of really just anything you can find. We also do giveaways on there almost weekly, so if you want to sign up to get some cool free stuff, make sure you do that. And if you're ready to purchase one of these things, please consider using our affiliate link just to let Harvest Right know that we sent you there and gave you that information. They send us a small commission. We use those commissions for giveaways in the groups. We keep YouTube content coming your way, and it also helps us develop new products for freezedryingsupplies.com. We are trying to streamline the freeze drying process, make it as easy and painless as possible. We have lids for the trays, we have dividers for the trays, pre-cut parchment, tray stackers, mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, silicone tray liners, lots of helpful stuff to make your freeze drying process that much easier. And in a few short moments, we will see what our wild plums did in the freeze dryer. Well, that was kind of a long cycle, 37 hours, and I'm gonna do our wild plums first. And you can see definitely where they split open from even more from where I cut them. And one thing that I think is going to be really important on these is make sure that your tray is warm when you take it out. And I would also hit this with a thermometer on quite a few just to make sure. I'm guessing those seeds probably hold quite a bit of moisture, but we look all good. We're in the 90s. And if these do what I'm hoping they'll do, we can bag them up and kind of just have like a bite-sized snack to snack on. And I've got like a year's supply of these things on these trees. So we'll bag them up in the Avid Armor and I'll meet you out in the taste testing area. And actually this will probably be a good candidate for a ball jar. And I haven't really tried sealing a ball jar in the new Avid Armor yet, so we're gonna do that right now. I have high hopes for these. So just hand tight. And then I like to test it. Make sure that lid is on, and it's on there really good. Well, they look really nice, and there's nothing better looking to me than a vacuum sealed Mylar bag like this, or a vacuum sealed jar. So they all look really tasty. They all got completely done just with that slit that I put in there. I don't think that the seed is gonna pop out like I wanted to, but it is a lot easier to separate in your mouth. These are actually really fun, and I think it took some of the sourness out of these. I did pick a few more of these several days later, and they were quite a bit sweeter, so these probably were not completely ripe yet, but I think they're a fun little snack. If you have wild plums like this, or even cherries or something similar to this, they can definitely be done, and I think it's a good way to preserve a lot of stuff that would probably normally go to waste. So I'm gonna go pick some more because I know they can do well now. I hope you do the same. In the meantime, this is Retired at 40. Remember to live life simple. Catch you next week.